Hello guys, and welcome to 2016. This is the Hexagon Zero. Many of you may have heard of me before. Although probably since you're watching this because it popped up in your subscription feed, you've probably heard of me just a little bit. Anyway. Welcome to 2016. In this video, just to give a brief overview of what you're going to see, you're going to be seeing some Call of Duty Black Ops 3 play on the PC, as well as some Elite Dangerous Horizons gameplay, and some Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. Anyway, another year has come and passed, and I've missed quite a few specials this year, so I figured I might as well give one, and then that way, technically, I haven't missed it for 2 years. Anyway, I'm not here to kind of apologize for my absence. I'm here to say thank you for you guys for being so patient while I kind of figured everything else out. So, to give a little bit of explanation as to what happened, is that during the height of my recording, essentially, and my activity on my YouTube channel, I was outputting about an episode, basically an episode to 3 episodes per day. And it became like a chore. And I think I've talked about this before. I can't actually remember. Like I said, I've done over 1,000 videos now, so I can't remember all the stuff that I've talked about. And that means that, well, I can actually recycle some content because A, my ideas might have changed, and B, there's probably some new people on the channel now, so maybe they haven't quite heard it yet, because, yes, 1,000 videos is a lot of videos to go through. And I'm so sorry about that shot right there. That was just so painful to have 3 HCXD kills waiting and then just get shot on the side. Anyway, yeah, so I realized that when I was pumping all those videos out, it became a chore, and it was something that I had to do. And I realized I wasn't having fun while gaming anymore. I don't know how particularly it happens, it just happens, and sometimes I get so wrapped up in something, so wrapped up in playing a game for recording purposes alone, it gets hard to keep up with it. Sorry, I'm drinking ginger ale right now, so I'm kind of burping a little bit. He says as he takes another sip. Anyway. So yeah, I'm here to say thank you for you guys for, so I took a couple, actually almost a whole year off now, to basically figure it all out, and actually just enjoy gaming again. I've played quite a few different games, haven't quite finished most of them, but that's kind of the fun of it. I want to play games because I want to. I don't want to play games because I feel like I should. Or I feel like I'm obligated to, because that just takes the fun out of it, and it doesn't actually just produce good content. But I thought I should answer some questions about why the hell is Hex playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3? Well, any game, and I'm speaking to the people who think that like Call of Duty is just the same line as crap every year, where in part it is. But any game that someone finds enjoyable, I will never really rat on you about it. I might tease you a bit, but I won't. At least I don't think that should be a bad thing. If you find something enjoyable and it's not really hurting anybody else, then why aren't you doing it? Or at least why are you hating on someone who is? So I played the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 beta back in November or October, somewhere in there when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. And it actually, unlike a lot of other Call of Duty games, made me want to play it again when I wasn't playing it. So that was a sign to me that it was a good game, at least a good game for me. So I decided to play it. And I've been playing every single time I play with it. I play with a friend that I've known for a really long time now. And yeah, if you're wondering how I got such butter smooth FPS on that, I'll get into that. Actually, this leads into my next point about my not new recording setup. I seem to change it every month now. Just what I'm using now, and it changes quite frequently. Essentially, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 has a theater mode. Most Call of Duty games do, and that makes it actually kind of cool because you can just play a game, not record it, and then go back later into theater mode, switch to your player's POV, and then toggle the HUD, and there you go. And you're just recording something that's already technically been recorded, which is interesting, but it makes for really, really good footage, and you have no performance hit at the time, so, I mean, why not? And yeah, so, the game you're seeing right now is called Elite Dangerous. It's a slower paced game. I find that if any of you watch Zero Punctuation, head over and watch Zero Punctuation's review. Oh, hold on. I just realized my microphone was sideways. Let's fix that. Okay. Sorry if I sound like I was coming from the left for most of there. Zero Punctuation, his review on Elite Dangerous basically sums up basically what the game is, which is cool. But they've changed it a lot since then. Specifically, I'm playing the Horizons expansion, which allows one-to-one planetary exploration, which makes this game a lot like No Man's Sky, except it's out. Not to riv on No Man's Sky or Hello Games at all. Yeah, so with my new recording, or at least my current recording setup, it's not even new, is I have my Blue Snowball USB-powered microphone. That's what you're currently hearing. I use basically any old pair of headset. That's fine. And I've switched back from AMD's kind of like Shadowplay. It's not Shadowplay, it's Game DVR, I think is what their official name for it. And I've switched out from that back to Fraps. And I've used Fraps for a number of years. All of my original videos, I think the first 600, maybe 700, no, actually most of them, I only used Game DVR for a very small amount of time. Most of my videos are recorded in Fraps. And originally I used a friend's license. He wasn't using it anymore, so I asked to borrow it, and he said yes. So, and then a while later, he wanted to get back into YouTube, or at least not get back into YouTube. He wanted to use it. Essentially, he wanted to make good on his investment on it. So I said, "All right, here you go." Gave it back to him, and realized I needed my own recording software now. And I like Fraps, but it captures raw video files, and those video files are huge. So I was running out of space in my computer rather quickly. I didn't have as good hardware back then, so it was just not great. So I decided to switch over to Game DVR on an AMD side, and it worked. It worked flawlessly, except for something that I did not notice until the very end of finishing the first Far Cry 4 Let's Play playthrough. Not finishing the whole thing, just the first recording session for it. Audio desyncing. Because I told the player to basically split the movie every about 4 to 5 gigabytes, and I do that in Fraps. It's actually setting split every 4 gigs, and it makes it really, really easy to edit. Because when I do long playthroughs like Mass Effect, where it's like 2 hours, I get this giant collection of video files, and it's really easy to edit them because they're all on average maybe about 3 to 4 minutes. Drag and drop them in, and that basically reaches up to about 15 minutes. I edit to the point where it's uploadable, and then there we go, done. I don't have to keep opening up the same giant movie file and scanning through it each time and cutting it in places. And that just makes it really easy to handle. Modularity is a lot of fun when you have to video edit. And yeah, that was Elite Dangerous. It's really all the footage I had for it. It's kind of a slower paced game. I play it for about maybe 6 hours before I go to bed, because it takes a while to get into it, and there's not a lot of stuff to do. A lot of it is sitting around waiting. That's why I typically have like a TV show or something else open on another screen and just watch that. Steam, actually, the overlay is genius. Anyway, this is Shadows of Mordor, Middle-earth Shadows of Mordor, that is. And I really, really like in this game to basically find large groups of enemies and basically throw myself at them. And one of the best places to do that is into castles or places with alarm bells. All you have to do is trigger an alarm bell, and it basically is infinitely spawning units. And to me, that's a lot of fun, because it proves a big challenge. How long can I survive before I get tired or I die? Anyway, back to the recording. Audio desyncing was a big problem, so after long recording sessions, every time it split the movie, it would desync the audio ever so much. And I think I've talked about this before, but I had to use a whole bunch of other programs to try and resync it, and eventually it wasn't resyncing right after doing a couple of final edits on some movies, so I decided to scrap the whole thing and find something else. So, it happened to coincide with about the time that a check from Google came in from you guys for clicking on ads and doing my videos and all that stuff. So, I decided to buy my own Fraps license, so I bought my own. And that's what you're currently watching all this footage on. So, I have way better hardware now. So I'm recording it in half size still, although on some projects, projects that are just smaller or I want a higher quality, I record it on full size. And I record at 80 frames per second. Not 60, I record at 80. And that gives me a lot of advantages. I'm able to because stepping down a lot in video editing is not a problem. When you step down, it's easy. So going down from, let's say, an 80 frame capture, or at least 60 to 80, whatever, I try to play games, or at least figure out a way so I can unlock the game FPS to make it, well, smoother. I like to do that because I figure that vertical sync, you guys know what that is, it basically stops screen tearing, or at least prevents it. A solution to that I actually discovered from playing Borderlands is to just have a lot of frames to the point where you overwhelm the refresh rate of the monitor, and then you just basically have no screen tearing because there's always a new frame being updated. And so I figured, why not? I can play games on lower graphics settings that nobody really needs, and I don't really notice. And I've got a remarkable ability to play games on incredibly low frames per second and not notice. For those of you who know, or at least followed my Far Cry 3 playthrough, I played through that entire game basically running at 24 frames per second. Because that's how much Fraps kicked down my computer then, too, before it actually ran correctly. I didn't notice unless it hit 15 FPS, and I don't know how I can do that. Some games it works, but with the vast majority of them I don't even notice. Anyway, yeah, that's how I record in Fraps. I split the movie every 4 gigs, and I record in it's stereo, but it's multimedia settings. Essentially allows me to record Skype or anything else that's running in the background, which makes I'm talking to a bunch of people, if need be, if we're playing a group game. And yeah, that's what I do currently. But, as in the past videos where I've discussed, or in the past New Year specials, I've discussed what I want to do this year. And I'm not the type of person to set goals or try to do things. Which sounds depressing as all hell. But I wanted to get through this really quickly because I don't think I'm going to accomplish a lot of it, but this is stuff that I kind of want to try. I want to do Far Cry 4. You guys have requested that ever since I finished my Far Cry 3 playthrough, and now I'm probably going to get requests. I got a couple requests already for Far Cry Primal. But I don't really want to play Far Cry Primal, at least I'll upload it to a channel. At least not until I've played it myself. It could be different when I actually get the full game, or at least when it actually comes out. I'm a little distrusting of Ubisoft lately, just personally, and all the controversy that's been happening over them. Especially with the launch of Assassin's Creed Syndicate, despite the fact that it was pretty smooth. The fact that it didn't bring anything new. It's not really, for once, it's not actually frustrated with Ubisoft technology, it's frustrated with their innovation. But yeah, anyway, I don't want to get into it too much. But Far Cry 4 I really want to do. I also want to do a couple more montages, or at least more intensely done videos. So, when I do montages, it's basically maybe 4 hours of recording, and then maybe 2 hours of editing, and then about 20 minutes to actually publish it, and then maybe 5 minutes to upload it fully to YouTube. And then that in collective is about 6 to 7 hours, and it doesn't actually take me that long to pump one of those out, but if I put a lot of effort into it, like I put into some of my other montages, it can take upwards of a week just to get the right footage in the right locations and basically edit it to the point where I like it. And I want to do more of that. I had a lot of fun when I do those, and basically it allows me to do a lot of things and show it off in a way that I like to do something. Wow, I like a lot of things. I also hate a lot of things, but I guess it kind of all balances out in the end. And of course, the Mass Effect playthrough. I want to keep going through that and basically play the games. As you're watching this now, I have finished Mass Effect 1, and I am approaching the end of Mass Effect 2. I'm pretty close. So it'll just be Mass Effect 3. Of course, you guys right now are just in the beginning of Mass Effect 1, just because it's taking me so long to upload it. So you guys got a lot to go, and I'm basically going to try and time it so that it works out perfectly, that I finish Mass Effect 3 when Mass Effect Andromeda comes out. That's why the episodes have been coming out a little slow and a little bit paced out, because I don't have a release date on it yet, and I do have a lot of all the episodes are basically pre-recorded, and I'm just releasing them kind of periodically, and when the time comes, I've already got all the descriptions written actually. That took a while. So when the time comes, all I have to do is just set scheduled upload dates, and you guys have basically content that I've recorded months ago, and you can watch continuously, and there won't really ever be a break in videos because there's just continuous content. Anyway, you may have noticed it. I'm sorry, I couldn't get rid of it. There's an artifacting in the top left of the footage from Shadows of Mordor. I don't know why it's there, and I didn't really have the time to debug it, so I just figured I might as well live with it. And also, I wasn't sure if it would show up in recording. Of course, I could have checked, but I'm lazy. And so yeah, that's basically all I want to do this year. It's kind of underwhelming, based on my past years. I don't want to really continue my Assassin's Creed playthroughs. I might get back into Revelations. I still have a lot of the old footage for that, so I might get back into Revelations, but Revelations proved to be a hassle. I had to do, what was it, I had to take out 2 CPU cores to actually get it running on a dual, or it was running on a single core, I think, on my old computer. And that might change now that I have my new computer, and, but either way, I might get back into that, but a lot of it I'm keeping it in the air, just to kind of see as stuff comes out. Although I plan to have some other series, like there's one that I know I'm already going to be doing. It's called Battlefield Player Meets Call of Duty. Essentially, if you guys know, I'm primarily a Battlefield player, so I'm going to kind of show what it would be like to be a Battlefield player in Call of Duty. And that actual footage you saw in the beginning of the video is part of one of the episodes. It's just one game, and games in Call of Duty last about 11 minutes, maybe 12, at least in domination, that is. So they wouldn't be that long, they're perfect length. Anyway, I wanted to actually talk about the Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, basically my playstyle in it. And I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to go over it rather quickly. I like facing large groups of enemies, and yes, I get hit a lot. But I've designed my entire playstyle around that. So I use this, you've seen it a lot, it's where basically my character slows down, turns white, and then pounds the ground, exactly like that. Perfect timing past me. And that staggers enemies and basically throws everybody back, which is very convenient when you've been surrounded and you're just being constantly hit. There's another perk I have called Last Chance, and that's what you've seen a couple times now. Basically, when an enemy has quote-unquote killed me, when my health has reached 0, it gives me a last chance to recover. And when that happens, as long as I complete the requirement of basically moving your mouse into a certain point on the screen and pressing the required key, then you get a little bit of your health back. I think it's about 30 to 40%, and you can keep on going. And the way I have it structured is I get maybe 4 to 5 last chances before I'm done. And that means I can keep going for a long time. And I don't actually use it here, but if you look on the bottom left there's your ammo count, your arrows, but to the right of that there's a sword, and it looks like it's got fire coming out of it. There's a blue line in the sky. That's called the Sword of Urafel, a perk. I've got it as a rune on the main sword here, and if I activated it, it basically gives me unlimited power for as long as I have energy in the sword. I don't actually use it in this clip because I didn't actually need to, but at least I didn't feel like I needed to, so that's also another backup. And then, one of the big parts of this is combat branding, which is when you get, at least I have another perk that brings down my required until I can do like specials down from 8 to 5 hits, that is. So it allows me to do really quick combos because I just basically keep slamming people, and then yeah. Combat branding brings all your ammo count. Anyway, we're approaching the end of the video, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick update about what's coming out. And oh, by the way, Multiplayer Mondays is coming back. Maybe not as frequent as it was, or with a completely scheduled upload. It'll kind of take on a almost when I feel like it basis, but it's coming back. But anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. This is the Hexagon Zero, signing out.